giving birth to a child days after he had died, was so traumatic. I collapsed. I wanted to die, didn't want to live. My name is Dr. Lynda Ince-Greenaway, and this is my journey. I'm from Barbados in the West Indies. I had a very happy childhood, but by the time I was 12 years old, my father died suddenly. And because he died suddenly and left my mum with 8 children, she had to think about what to do. And so she made the decision to come to England, and she left 5 of us behind. We were left with a stranger. And during this time, she was very cruel and unkind to us. My mum worked really hard. She was a very industrious person. And within a year, she brought us up to England, all 5 of us. I faced racism and discrimination when I came here. It was a time when Black people were not accepted. People didn't want to sit next to you. They didn't want to shake your hand. They didn't want to say hello. And it was tough. It was really hard to make it. When I was 19 years old, I met my husband, who was called Michael Ince, and he was slightly older than I was, but we just fell in love. He had a dream to become a police officer, and I encouraged him to do that, and he became the second Black police officer in the Metropolitan Police. But months after he graduated from Hendon, he was killed in an accident, a road traffic accident where 2 police cars collided. And he lost his life, and it was horrendous for me what I went through because I was expecting my first child. And the trauma of that, giving birth to a child days after he had died, was so traumatic. I collapsed. I wanted to die, didn't want to live. And I was totally on my own, apart from the help and support I then had from my family. So I had to return home as a broken woman. There were no services at the time. There was no one to help. And I had to struggle to raise my son. The main thing that got me through it was my faith, without a doubt. I don't think I would be sitting where I am today had I not had that depth of faith, and had I not been in a family that was extremely supportive. It was years before I came out of that experience. I decided that I wanted to help others because I realized that there were no services for people who were going through bereavement and loss. And that was where I began to turn my life around. I started to study. When I went to apply for the social work course, they said to me, you need to go away and come back in a year. And so when I went back, I was so determined that I wanted to do it. I feel that I always had a spirit of generosity and a spirit of caring, and I wanted to care for others. And that's what my life work has been about. My life is just wonderful at the moment because after 47 years of singleness, I met my husband 4 years ago. And we got married, and it is a beautiful ending to my story. Well, it's not the ending. Although you may go through a tough time, never give up. There's always hope. I'm working with people as a life coach, as a leadership life coach, helping people who are struggling with different issues, emotional issues.
Do you think you'll ever stop helping others?
I don't think so. I think it's in my DNA. I don't think I will ever stop helping others.